Perfect. Thursday night here at Be Connected World with the incredible Janeen Vosper. If you have not met this woman, where have you been? She's going to be talking about all of the LinkedIn stuff that we should know, that we don't know, or that we're not doing properly. So Janeen, please, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, Alison. When I work with people with their LinkedIn profile, or they're talking about their social media, and they'll often be doing Facebook regularly and Insta regularly, and they'll say to me, I think I've got a LinkedIn profile. I'm not sure how I'm going to log into that even. They haven't used it well, and they haven't used it for a long time. And the thing is, if you're in business, then you need to be on the platform where business people are. You'll find with the other socials that you'll be mostly dealing with people you know or people in your network, whereas with LinkedIn, people who don't know you can find you, which is what we want, isn't it? It's part of an expanded networking space. What time do you want me to wrap up, Alison, just before I... Okay, all right. So there's 5 components that are super, super important with your LinkedIn profile. The most important factor is to have a professional photo, something that looks like you now, not like you want to look, or not like you looked 20, 30 years ago, but something that looks like you now. LinkedIn penalizes people who don't change and update their photos. And making sure that your photo is professional. It's best if it doesn't have a background of, you're at the beach or something like that. You want something that looks like a business photo. If you look at my photo here, you will see that my shoulders are slightly facing towards my banner. What I see happen a lot of time is it's a subconscious thing. I've been teaching sales for 30 years, and it's one of those things that people don't recognize. It's a tiny little factor. But if you've got your shoulders or your back from your banner, it means you're disconnected, or you're turning your back on your banner. Has anyone got that in their photo, that they've gone, oh yeah, look at that, I've got my back turned towards my banner? You're smiling, Mark. Was that happening there at all? Okay, so that's such an important factor, is to make sure that you are looking at your banner. And nobody cares how many degrees you've got. Nobody cares that you are the general manager of anything. Nobody wants to know that. They just want to know what you can do for them. That's it. And your next best piece of real estate is your banner. In your banner, it's got to say how you help people or what you do for people. And it's got to be something that's a bit impactful. Some people will add their photo again. It's not really necessary. You've got a photo, but it depends on where you're located. But make sure that your banner says what you do that changes people's lives, or how you make an impact, or how they make an impact. If you see on mine, then I've got a call to action, a simple one: let's make it happen. Because I've told them what we can do and what we can make it happen. The next important thing on your banner is to have some contact details. I know we've got the contact area, but people are lazy. If they just look and go, how do you want people to contact you? If you prefer an email, put an email rather than phone number. But if you want people to phone you, then put your phone number on your banner. The people will stop there. Otherwise, they won't necessarily click any further. The other thing, the next part of something that makes a big difference is that if you see here, I've got my name, and then I've got brand builder, and then I've got conference presenter. Who here has got he, she, they, them in theirs? Has anyone got that in yours? It's automatically pops up. And it's quite a few of them. Yeah, there's a few nods. I can sort of see half the people at a time moving through the screen. Alison's got it. You can easily change that unless it's important to you. If it's important to you, then keep it. If not, you can put a custom thing in there, so you can put whatever you like. The advantage of having this set up properly is that when you comment on somebody else's page, every single time, it won't just say Janeen Vosper. It'll say Janeen Vosper, brand builder, conference presenter, every single time. And it becomes part of a search as well when you're searching people's names, or if you're searching brands, it would pop up as a name also. So it's really important to make the most of that. So that's the third component. Fourth component is to make sure your headline here tells again how you help people. I empower female leaders and entrepreneurs to confidently share their story, build their personal brand, speak with authority, helping them overcome self-doubt and achieve life and business success. Let's connect. And I've got the little finger pointing down to my contact information. I want everyone just to go into your contact information if you're looking at your LinkedIn profile at the moment. And I want you to make sure that you have some contact information in there. I went looking for a real estate agent the other day, and there was no contact information. Out of all types of industries, you'd think a real estate agent was someone on the Gold Coast. It took me about 10 minutes to find this person, and it was only because I was looking for them for something specific. So make sure that the contact information has all of your details. And you can put your websites in there, you can, your email, whatever you want to add. And if you notice as well, my URL is my name, Brand Authority Specialist. It's not just a random LinkedIn URL. So all of this is important real estate. Nobody will really look any further. They won't look at your about section. There's a whole way to write your about, because once you've done all this right, people will go to that and they'll read it through, and there's a formula to do that. And that's one of the things when I work with people to do exactly that. So what I prefer to do when I'm training on LinkedIn is I actually work with people. We work online for about 3 hours, and I help you create what you need to create. So you're making sure that there's as much information on here as people can find you. Just looking. The other part is to make sure that you post at least twice a week. And one of the posts has to be content filled. LinkedIn goes crawling all over the place to find experts. That's what they're looking for. It's a business site. And if you've got content that demonstrates you're an expert in something, then then they'll find you, and they'll show it to more people, which is exactly what they want. So this one here I put up yesterday. I'm going to show. Oh, that's just the image. That's me trying to play golf. I play golf regularly, and I just had a really lousy week with golf. So I put together a post that connected golf with branding. Your messaging feels off, you're attracting the wrong clients. And I'm sure there's something that you can be doing every single week that builds a content into a blog space. To generate more connections, there we go. To generate more connections on LinkedIn, you need to actively connect with people, and you need to. I had a client who was a lawyer in Sydney. She was a dust lawyer. She had 23 connections when she first started working with me. She didn't want to be an ambulance chaser, but she needed to be able to connect with oncologist, respiratory specialist. So she dealt with, her clients were all dying with silicosis or asbestosis, but she needed to build connections with those people in the first place, so they would refer to her so that she could get the compensation for them. And she now has a couple of thousand connections. But what we did was actively go out. One was to put posts up, relevant posts. Two was to actively go out and connect with people. And there's ways to do that to build the right connections. But she came to me and she said, I just keep getting more of the same lawyers that are doing the same thing as I am. And I said, just you go and check who they're connected with, and who comments on their posts, and then you connect with them. There's a whole really good system to work through to build your connections, your influence, and recognize as an expert. What happened with Anna is the company, she's with a large law firm in Sydney. She was competing with other dust experts, plus dust experts in her own firm as well. The firm that increased the phone calls into the firm by 30% because of the posting that she'd been doing. She was blogging for their site as well. So, and she ended up getting a promotion as associate. She ended up, what else happened? She got a promotion as well. So it's really important to get everything right. And if you do that, it makes a big difference to your business. There's a whole lot of ways to actively not be spammy, but to build the right connections with people. Any questions? There's a lot you can do, just making sure that you work through and you get the information in there so people can find you, see that your expertise. They might not need to know what school you went to, 25 years ago, but they do need to know that you do who you are. And then you can get asked for recommendations as well. And that's really important to have recommendations, as are testimonials and reviews on your business page, or your regular business page. But so, and to get things regularly. Any questions? Alison?
What do you do if you are trying to, because I know that LinkedIn is all about promoting business and getting business connections. What about those people that have multiple businesses? How do you?
That's a trick, and I've worked with people with it. I'm just trying to find where my share button's gone so I can stop sharing. So that's just your personal page. Your personal page has a lot more impact. Your personal page is where you build a lot of the connections, and then you can set up a business page. You can set up multiple business pages now.
I've got those. Yeah.
So you can, yes, definitely. But again, when you, putting my sales hat on, when you're writing how you help people, you don't want to confuse them with, well, I do this and I do this. I had a bookkeeper client, and she just newly arrived in Australia, and she was trying to build a business. And she was, there's a lot of bookkeepers on LinkedIn. And I changed her profile to read, helping newly arrived Australians understand the BAS system.
Right.
And the business smashed it. So getting the wording right, and that's my thing, is I can find the words for you. It just wonderful where that comes from, and the words just pop out. So that made a difference to a business, but getting that part right, it really makes a big difference.
Okay, I might book a chat with you to discuss that more. I think that's great.
Yeah. Please do that.
On LinkedIn.
Any other? Lucia, you're probably the only one sitting here that's probably not as important, although you could do a whole profile for executive women. The whole thing is focusing 100% on executive women who do not have time to be bothered with makeup and doing all of that. That would be all you'd focus on, and that would make a big difference. And even if you're going, oh, I haven't got time to do this, is another thing I got to do, set it up right and let it sit there. And at least something's there for people, but don't just have something random that does not look professional.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that, Janeen.
Welcome.